All right, so we're live. Welcome to Dr. Ben's OJ Factory. Once or twice a week in citrus season, I like to just batch up a whole bunch of citrus. So I've got a bunch of oranges that I picked, and basically just gonna be cutting them up, juicing them here, and making a ton of orange juice for the week. This is kind of a chore, so I would rather just blast a bunch of it out at once, and I figured, like, while I'm here, like, why not just chat with you guys? So if you have questions, hey, okay. Yes, please invite people to my live. Emily, how you doing? And so I figured we just have a Q&A, and I would just, get on here and jam and just talk with you guys, rap with you guys about whatever was coming up. And if there weren't questions, I guess I'll just go on my own here. But I really do love this time of year, and I'm really grateful that I live in a place where this stuff grows, and I don't really need to pay for it. I can just find people who need to pick it. And really the tragedy of it is that a lot of people just say, oh, well, I don't like it. It's like, it looks pretty on the tree, but then there's so much of it, and the roof rats come and eat it, and then I have rats, and so please take the oranges away because I don't want to have rats. And it's like, yeah, dude, how about you eat some of it? These people are usually not looking that healthy. Ugh. And so, this is just like, I've got a lot of this stuff. And so the game, I'm going to try to make about 1.5 gallons today of juice. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly how much this will yield, but because these oranges are on the small side, but I have some more oranges. And I have some grapefruits as well, and so we're just kind of jam on this stuff. And I really love these pressed juicers. I should really get an affiliate code so you guys can buy one yourself, and I can get a commission. But for now, I just got a used one that I found on OfferUp that works really well. Oh, of course, now it's giving me issues as soon as I go live. And this thing is just. It's really efficient. It's falling apart. Okay, it's efficient though. It's a really good machine. Although this one has kind of seen better days. So let's see. Okay, yeah. So we've already got someone else who's a big fan of juicing oranges off their own tree, and I'm hoping that one day I can have my own property with a bunch of citrus trees, a bunch of mulberry trees, bunch of fruit trees. But for now, I gotta go pick from somebody else, but I don't mind. They don't want the rats anyway, so yeah, I'll take the super high vitamin juice. In 2020, I did I had so much citrus that I had picked that I was going for I don't know. I was just going to do a citrus juice cleanse on all forage juice. So I had all these oranges, and I had all these grapefruits that I picked, and I was just cranking out the juice with this thing. And I was doing maybe 2 gallons of juice a day. And I got to day 4, and I was just tapped out. I was like, okay, this is great. I felt amazing, but I was just craving, actual food. So, not that this stuff isn't food, but actually having something other than juice, like a smoothie or just a salad or some fruit, whatever. So I broke it, but one thing that I did notice when I was on that juice feast or juice rejuvenation or juice vacation or whatever you want to call it, I was just feeling intuitively called to just. And I had a lot of it. It was honestly, it was going to go bad if I didn't juice it and drink it all, and I couldn't really find anybody else to give it away to. And so, I drank it myself, but I noticed that I had crazy mental clarity on that. I was just the creative ideas were just coming. No, it's not from my orange tree. It's from someone that I found who posted a Facebook ad and was like, hey, I don't want all this. I don't want all these oranges. Come and take mine, because the rats are they're gonna fall on the ground and get rotten, and then I'm gonna get rats. So I went and just raided their tree and took them all, and yeah, now I got my own stash. And yeah, nothing like fresh, local, organic, and free, right? So that's been kind of the jam here. And yeah, just cranking through all of these. And basically just, you know, it's some labor to do this, right? Like it would be easy to just go buy orange juice from the store, but like, you know, even the Whole Foods fresh squeezed, unpasteurized, but that stuff, yeah, that stuff's pricey, and it's like I'd rather get it like local from the grower myself and like crank out the juice myself and make it fresh. So yeah, like during citrus season, like once a week, I'm cranking this out on my own, and then just I batch up like 3, 4, 5 days worth of juice at once. So I figured like, why not go live with you guys and just kind of share? So, have you guys been watching the saga of this whole like Project Veritas thing with the guy who like spilled the beans on the quote unquote directed evolution? Uh-oh, now I'm gonna get in trouble with Instagram gods and get shadow banned again. My follower count finally started going back up again after like months and months of being stuck at 26.4K. Oh man, this used to have like a screw that held it in, and I don't know where that went. Okay. Anyway, you know, you notice how they scrubbed the dude off the internet? Like now you can't Google him. Like he used to have like a LinkedIn page, and you know, he used to have a public persona. Now they want to just like deny that he even exists. It's like 1984. It's like you say the wrong thing and you become an unperson, and then it's just like the pharmaceutical industrial, you know, digital technocratic complex has such a stranglehold on everything that they can like literally like wipe any memory of your existence from the system. And it's just like, they're not the droids you're looking for, right? Like that guy we don't talk about him. He spilled the beans to Project Veritas. But now I saw that the state of Michigan is now like demanding answers from Pfizer about this, and it looks like, you know, we might be making some headway. I mean, I don't want to get overly optimistic, but it looks like this is making waves. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Doesn't mean we get to like kick back and you know, stop fighting or anything, but it's good to see a win, you know, and it's good to like catch these guys doing what they knew. We knew they were doing. And I gotta say, like, tip of the hat to whoever it was at Project Veritas that was able to like get this footage. Because if you think about it, like this person, you know, had to like number one, like find this guy. Number two, like probably find him on like a dating app. And number two, like convince him to meet up, right? And like and then like the hardest thing of all is like just convince this guy or like talk this guy into like sharing this crazy secrets. I mean, like, you know, it sounds like for however he was trying to impress this date, and I can't remember if it was a man or a woman. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter, right? But like just the fact that like, you know, this person just like, wow, you know, was able to get like an executive of one of the, you know, most profitable secretive companies in the world to just like spill the beans on a first date. Like this guy isn't even thinking that like, you know, he's being recorded. I mean, like, wow, you know. So like tip of the hat to whoever did that. I don't know if they're a journalist or an actor or what, but like I was seriously impressed with that. So where's everybody listening in from? I'm just or watching in from. You guys are here watching, but nobody's commenting too much. But I guess y'all like what I have to say, so you're sticking around. But we'd love to know where you guys are joining in from. Nothing from the peanut gallery. So if you're just joining us, we're cranking through the orange juice here, making a batch that's gonna last probably the rest of the week. Oh, so we've got Bay Area. Okay. I used to live in the Bay Area. Actually, before I lived in Phoenix, I lived in Berkeley for a year. I thought I'd like it. Wasn't really a fan. Oh, yes. We've got Calgary. My beloved Calgarians. You guys are finally coming out of, like, what do you get, like 6 hours of daylight right now? Maybe less. I feel for y'all. I mean, just like the cold weather is one thing, but the no sunshine, I mean, that just sounds brutal. So I'm glad to be here where, getting plenty of sunshine, getting plenty of good fruit. And I feel for all my Canadian brothers and sisters. I know a lot of y'all reach out to me and tell me what's going on in your country with all the medical tyranny, and I don't know if some of you guys may know, some of you guys may. I've actually been traveled to, days are getting longer. I hope so. I have actually been to Canada many times. I've probably been to Toronto 7 or 8 times. I've been to Nova Scotia. I've been to British Columbia, like Vancouver and Whistler. I've been to Quebec. I've been to Quebec City, Montreal. Been to Montreal a few times. Actually competed in the World Hacky Sack Championships 10 years ago in 2013, Montreal. That was probably the last time I was in Montreal. But I'm a big fan of Canada and have been there many times. And maybe if things ever chill out over there, I might come up and do a book tour. So, look at these things. I mean, it's just, you can just see the life force and vitality in them. I mean, it's just like, people are going to go eat like donuts and eggs and bacon and cereal for breakfast. Give me a break. Like, this is the real deal right here. This is the living foods if you want to live a long life, if you want to live a vital life. Get the fresh fruits and vegetables in you. Oh, God. But, I know everyone already does, right? When you have an obesity epidemic and people are totally eating healthy, it's just genetics, right? It's just genetics, and the eating healthy doesn't really work, and so now we just gotta cut people open and staple their stomachs and put them on new drugs that, it's interesting that as soon as the drugs come out, that's when the, American Academy of Pediatrics changes their guidelines about how to treat obesity in kids. It's kind of weird how the science changes right around, the drugs come out right as the new science comes out, telling us that eating healthier doesn't actually work. Well, guess what? It doesn't work if you don't work. And all those fat doctors out there are, saying one thing and doing another. Okay. You can fly to Canada, but I'm prohibited from flying into the U.S. Yeah, well, and then I'm worried about flying back from Canada. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's better to drive across the border. I remember I got hella hassled one time. I was going into Quebec, and I didn't at customs, I didn't stop at the stop sign the right way. I kind of blew through the stop sign, let's be honest. And this customs agent, gave me a hella hard time about it. He was like, well, what color is the stop sign? I'm like, it's red. He's like, how many sides does it have? I'm like, it's 8. He's like, okay, so you recognize it, right? Just totally super patronizing me. And I was just really kind of dumbfounded, because the guy was just, and then he was questioning me about what I was doing in there. And I think he was just really trying to hotbox me into being so scared that I would spill the beans on some illegal activity or something that I was doing, which I was literally I think I was driving there to go to a hacky sack tournament, but this guy was determined that I was I don't know. I think they have a lot of power, and those border agents, and sometimes they can be really obnoxious about it. Oh. So, stories from Dr. Ben of adventures in Canada. All right, so what's up, guys? Figured there'd be more comments and we have more things to talk about, but I'm just cranking it out with the orange juice factory here, even though this juicer's, God, it's time for a new one. This thing's falling apart. You know, honestly, it just needs me to fix a few things on it. Former mechanical engineer here. So, I don't really enjoy fixing mechanical objects. I'd rather heal human beings, which are much more than just the physical. Find that that's easier because I don't really actually need to heal anybody. Their body already does that. Their mind already does that. Their system already can heal itself. It's just a matter of removing the obstructions to that healing, right? Because if you are eating like the bacon, the eggs, the Mountain Dew, the waffles, the cereal, the Lucky Charms for breakfast, it's like, yeah, no wonder your body can't heal itself. It's too busy fighting that crap off. But let's get a half gallon of fresh squeezed orange juice in you for breakfast and see you just take off like a rocket. Give the body what it needs. And that's the wonderful thing. It's like, I don't actually heal anybody. Is that their body does it. I'm just here as the medium, as the teacher, as the snowplow, getting rid of those inhibitions to healing, getting rid of those barriers to healing, all those things that are stopping your body from healing itself. Once we get rid of them, then your body heals itself. It's a fundamentally simple concept. I think that's what Big Pharma is so afraid of, is that like they make it so complex where they got these labs and they're like, just mutating viruses and splicing DNA, and they're getting all their PhDs, and they're, eating their McDonald's and all their crap food and thinking like, oh yeah, there's diseases out there we gotta fix by like altering people's DNA and developing complex drugs in labs, because God forbid people just stop eating at Arby's and the Doritos and like the freaking bacon and eggs. Like, no, we gotta like shoot them up. We gotta change their DNA because you're just inherently flawed and your body can't fight disease. So we gotta change your actual genetic code so that you won't be sick. It's the biggest, it's just such a joke. These people are so in the dark, and their heads are so up their own butts. And they make so much money doing it, why would they change, right? Because guess what? Like, these oranges were literally $0. Literally $0. They grow on a tree and I picked them. But, I think Pfizer made $100 billion last year. Like, the pharmaceutical industry was $1 trillion. A lot of money made in treating sick people's symptoms and not getting them better, right? And it's like, meanwhile, oranges are, at the store they were 50 cents a pound today. And that ain't making a lot of money for Albert Bourla, and his, it didn't stop. We always knew that. We just really wanted people to take it, so we just kept pushing it. And I wasn't going to say anything when, the government came along and was pushing our product, and all these people, we had a chorus of people who just couldn't wait to get shut up with our dope. Like, how was I going to say no to them and tell them the truth that, it doesn't even stop the very thing that they were telling everybody it stopped? So anyway, I hope you guys are getting something out of this video. Just kind of me rambling here. Soda is listed on the approved foods for food stamps. Well, yeah, it's unfortunate, right? We're subsidizing the soda, and we're making it available to poor people, keeping them sick, and then we're making their health care, then we're paying their health care bills, and it's like, all we're doing is just like, basically leveraging poor people to keep big food and big pharma making tons of money, right? It's really unfortunate, and at the expense of their health. Like, I wouldn't mind if big food and big pharma made money if they weren't killing people, right? Like, fine, nothing wrong with making money, but it's the way you do it that's important. So Yeah, man, it's unfortunate that the government spent billions of dollars getting everybody juiced up, and by juiced up I don't mean like this. I mean with certain words that I don't want to say on Instagram because I don't want to get throttled. So I'm just here doing my part. I spread that message of health while I crank through my juice supply here. Man, the yield on these things is rough. I mean, we're like through a whole box of oranges here, and like we barely got like a quarter gallon of juice, which for you Canadians is like 1 liter. So barely got 1 liter of juice, but we're cranking through it and having a good day. Glad you guys are here joining me. I'm really just, I was going to do this anyway, so I figured like, why not go live and share the experience with y'all, maybe inspire y'all, maybe we can answer a question or two, inspire a person or two. That's really all we're doing. I feel like this live video is dead, right? Like we got 3 people on here, but I make a video making fun of Bill Gates and it gets, 60,000 views. So, it's, people love bad news, but then it's like, oh, Bill Gates' GMOs aren't healthy. I gotta actually eat good stuff. Oh, well, just show me the next Bill Gates video. I don't really care about Dr. Ben making juice, right? Unfortunate, but just kind of how things go. So here we are cranking away. Says Q&A, not getting a lot of questions today, but that's all right. Just trying to crank through all this citrus. Breaking, FBI currently searching Biden's Delaware beach home. Yeah, oh God. Politics, man, politics. Try to stay out of it. Until healthcare got so politicized, I was staying out of it. But now and again I gotta talk about it, so. Because it would be nice I could just do my thing, helping people heal themselves without the government and large corporations trying to constantly interfere and push inferior products and services on people. But here we are. I don't mind standing up for what's right down here, but oh great. What's up, guys? Man, these lives are weak. We just got 2 people on. If you're watching, I appreciate you. I might be wrapping this one up. I think I'm running out of things to say. We're running out of questions, but it sure is good to get some noms in here. Sure is good to prep all this food. And some of the oranges, I picked them like last weekend, and some of them were starting to get mold on them, so kind of had to hurry and crank these suckers out. It's part of the reason I'm doing this today. Oh my God. But most people just want to let them rot on the ground. They don't want to actually pick them, want to actually eat them. But the rats will eat them. They don't like those rats, But the rats won't eat the stuff they eat. Should tell you something, right? Like when they first invented white bread, part of the reason was that they found that rats wouldn't eat it, so they could transport it by train and not worry about the bread getting eaten by the rats, because the rats just wouldn't even eat the refined flour, which that should tell you something, But of course we're like, oh, herp the derp, like bugs won't eat it. Like that's awesome. Oh, bugs die if they eat it. Oh, this must be good for us, right? Like common sense is just out the window, because it's all about science, guys. It's all about science. And just because it kills bugs or animals won't eat it, there's no bearing on whether it's healthy for us. But if the rats are eating it, and they're eating so much of it, it's causing a problem, probably means they're onto something. Probably means that, maybe they know something we don't know, which is that maybe the Pop-Tarts And the cheeseburgers might not be the best idea. Just might not be the best idea. Just my opinion. I don't know. Oh, man. Whew. All right, I think it's time to end the video, guys, unless you have more questions. I think we're kind of overstayed my welcome on the Instagram today. Peace out.